Avalanche Pregame Show. Rudo and AJ coming live. We're brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. A little bit more on them later. Avs versus Rangers in New York City. Obviously, the Avs getting Darcy Kuemper back. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Talking about the matchup here, the Rangers have won 7 games in a row.
Cool.
But they did play last night.
Cool.
So it is a second half of a back-to-back for them.
Yeah, they have to have 3 games in a row where they play opponents on
their second halves. Yeah.
So, cool.
Take them down.
Yeah. I mean, you don't ever apologize when things
Cut your
go
way.
your way. Yeah.
For sure.
Don't ever apologize for success, and don't ever apologize for things that are totally out of your control favoring you in the slightest.
Catch your dubs where you can get them.
Yup.
Obviously, one of the big talking points of tonight, Cale Makar versus Adam Fox.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're pretty tepid about it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm excited for it. I
You
got my
shut their
Ohio
guy
Kale
down,
shirt.
you have a good chance of winning the game.
I would agree with that. Don't give this team power plays. You'll be feeling pretty good about shutting Adam Fox down.
Yeah.
But
We have one of our listeners lying about being from Finland.
that fake place
Exactly.
is
a
not real.
Country it doesn't exist.
Finland is actually where all the birds are made.
Yeah. It's actually that's really all it is. It's an extension of Greenland, which just produces all the drones that we call birds. I like that we're just gonna tie in conspiracy theories now.
Just keep going deeper.
Yeah. It's fine.
Look, the Rangers are a very, very good team through this part of the season. They have, 17 wins with 4 regulation losses, and I think it's 17-4-3 is their total record. So even on a second half of a back-to-back, it is not by any means a walkover for the Avs like some of these teams have been.
Yeah, I don't know who their goalie is tonight. I don't know if it's Gorgiev.
I don't know
or who
either.
their third
I'd
goalie
have to
would be.
check. Yeah.
To be honest, I just didn't. Today, I was doing other things all day. It just flew right over my head.
Look, the only goalie that matters in this game is Kuemper anyway. Let's be real.
Yeah. But it's either because Igor Shesterkin's hurt.
Right.
So the Avs are getting the Rangers on a Sega Baba with...
Not optimal goaltending.
Yeah. And it's not like Gorgiev's been great.
Yep.
So, just no Shesterkin is a good... It's good for them.
Adam Huska, apparently, is their third goaltender.
Oof.
So me not knowing who it is has not changed anything.
Yeah.
Now knowing who it is.
Yeah. I don't know. You and I stay up on prospects decently.
Yeah,
so
pretty well.
The fact
And
that I'm not at all familiar
having,
with
like,
whatever an Adam Huska is.
That name doesn't even ring a bell
Nope.
somewhere. That's
Nope.
concerning for them for sure.
Yeah, you gotta think like a 5th or 6th round pick 4 years ago or something. Where you're just I don't even know,
that's
dude.
Hunter Miska in
Or
a different jersey.
Or yeah, like a college free agent. I don't know, man. Whatever.
Well, either way, maybe the over's a decent bet with him in that.
Yeah.
Look who it is.
Hi.
Hi.
The parking around the bar tonight is crazy because apparently every DNVR employee is here tonight.
Yeah.
There's a
not
lot of
fun.
people here tonight.
Roads weren't fun either.
I believe that.
Yeah, it was not great getting in.
But we all made it. We're all here. And, I think we're... look, I took the Avs on the money line. I know. Actually,
Seventh-rounder. Cool.
I took them in regulation even, but
Wow.
I'm a believer tonight. But we expect this to be... I'm not going to say a good hockey game because you never know what can happen, but we
Sure.
expect this to be 2 good teams playing each other.
Yeah, look, if this ends up 7-5,
Yeah, please no. Make it stop.
I'm out. Because really, the Avs have only had on this road trip one normal hockey game.
The
And that was
Montreal
the
game was
game.
fairly
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. 0-0 after a first period, 2-1, finishes at
Ends up
4-1.
4-1 with an empty netter.
Yeah, there was nothing remarkable about that game. And other than the fact that it was unremarkable in a stretch of only insane games for the Avs.
And the rest of the games, the winning team had 8, 6,
Yeah.
and 7 goals.
Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe they can keep the scoring up forever, and I'm just a moron. But at some point, hockey games have to start looking like hockey again.
Who's in net for the Rangers tonight?
We were just talking about it. Somebody named Adam Huska.
Yeah, like that's their fourth goalie.
I don't know. Maybe their third. I don't know.
So I mean, they could put up numbers against this guy. Who knows?
They could, but the Avs also got Igor Shesterkin last year on his first NHL start. They scored twice on him in the first 3 minutes and then lost that game.
Yeah.
So, YOLO.
Yeah.
YOLO.
2 years ago. Sorry.
So
I forget that the 56-game season ever even took place.
So one of the main reasons you're hoping that this isn't a game with 12 goals in it is the fact that Darcy Kuemper is back, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes, there is a game under Kemper's belt that went 7-5 this season against Ottawa.
Yeah.
But you're expecting not that everything's going to be fixed, but Kuemper should help, tape over some of the issues that we've seen in the last handful of games.
Well, you need Darcy Kuemper. Darcy Kemper's back. He's in the lineup. Look, he just has to start playing better.
Yeah.
It's just all. He just has to play better. Like, it's not that he was disastrous before. He's had a couple of disastrous starts that are anchoring his overall stats.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have very many like phenomenal starts where you're just like, yeah, that's what's up. Like, they're getting out of here. Like, they're playing well, and Darcy Kuemper's playing well. There have been basically no nights this year in which the team has played well and their goaltender has played well.
Right.
It's been either or. We've seen some good nights from Darcy Kuemper that maybe didn't end in a great statistical night, thinking about the night in Columbus, because the dam just kind of broke.
Yeah.
And the team just played horribly in front of him as that went on. But it would just be nice to see them work together, to see Darcy Kuemper have a good night and the Avalanche have a good night. I guess opening night, Chicago.
Yeah.
Kuemper played well in the second half of that game as Chicago pushed a little bit. And the Avs were up 4-1, so they weren't trying to bury them or anything. It was, I guess that's as close as we've seen to them working in concert. But that's it. Like, it's just not been a thing that's happened very often. They've either had to outscore their problems or they've lost.
Yeah, and you can't put that all on the goalie as well. I mean, there's been a lot of defensive zone breakdowns down there and that's where you want your goalie to kind of steal some of those.
Like, you look at some of these and you're like, oh, this guy totally got hung out to dry.
Yeah.
But then you go back and you look at the game in Vancouver where he makes a save. Darcy Kuemper makes the save on the 2-on-1 with the blocker right after they had given up the tying goal. It keeps it from being 2-1 Vancouver, and the Avs find a way and win that game.
Yeah.
Like, he makes that one save, and it's just it's not one that you're expecting a goaltender to have, but it's one that, like, if you really believe you have a high-end starting goaltender, which Darcy Kuemper has been in his career.
Yep.
That was the hope when they went and got him. It's why they paid out the nose to go and get him in a contract year, was that you want a high-end goalie. He needs to start to give you some performances like that.
I'm going to derail us here a little bit just because chat's talking about it. Curious what you two thought of the Trouba hit the other night.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I thought it was a clean hit. I thought he was going for the chest. Obviously, there was people that he shouldn't have gone following through with the elbow. Again, with that type of collision, you're going to see the elbow come off of the shoulder. I don't think he was out there to maliciously hurt him. Trouba is one of those guys that sees a player, hits a player. I mean, that's who he is.
I agree that I don't think there was any malicious intent. I don't really have a problem with anything that happened, like, as the hit developed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he lifted into it, really, or anything. He's just hitting a guy. My only problem
It's funny how when you stop it, you go frame by frame.
Yeah,
that's what
You
when you watch it so slow.
when
Yeah,
the body just reacts naturally
Yeah.
and an elbow comes up where you're just like, he raised that elbow on purpose. And you're like, look, this isn't Nicholas Gronwall.
Yeah.
My only problem with it is the onus is on the hitter to avoid hitting a guy in the head. And based on the rulings that we've seen, a player putting himself in a vulnerable position is not an excuse for the NHL to allow someone to get hit in a dangerous way. So I don't care that Kyra had his head down. Trouba's got to find a way to hit
leaning forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Trouba's got to find a way to hit that dude without blasting through his jaw.
Yeah.
So
at the same time, though, you also have to allow guys to hit. If you're going to keep hitting in your game, you can't just be like, oh, well, he's in a vulnerable position. You think about how fast the game is actually played. And when anybody who's ever watched an NHL game at ice level knows that it's just unbelievable. It's lightning speed.
Yeah, of course.
And that he doesn't have, realistically, he does not have time to assess, like, is Kyra in a vulnerable position? Is he not? Is he hittable here? Is he not? Like, you make that decision 2 seconds before he actually, when he makes the decision to step up into him.
Sure.
Before.
But.
And then you can't really bail out of that in any reasonable way. And then, like, I don't think he does anything malicious in the hit that says that there was any kind of intent there.
I agree.
I think he just looks to separate a guy with the puck. Yeah. A guy puts himself in a vulnerable position, and you get one of those hits where you're just like, fuck, this sucks.
But I don't think you can be okay with it, though. I don't think you can allow a hit to the head like that go by and earnestly say that you care about player safety. Because that's the type of stuff that ends people's careers. It just is. And
there are things. I just think that there are clean hits where things go wrong sometimes.
I do think there are clean hits where things go wrong, but I just don't think you can allow a hit to the head like that and call it clean.
I mean, was it straight to the head?
Absolutely.
It looked like it was.
He got him.
Head was
chest then head.
No, it was head.
Principal point of contact.
It was head
chest.
then chest.
Was it?
Yeah.
He hits him he gets a lot of head there.
Yeah, okay.
Phrasing, but he hits him in the head, like he does. But I tend to agree with you that I've said on the show a million times, you just can't hit people in the head.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I also, we're seeing a thing happen this year where skaters are putting themselves in really vulnerable positions and paying prices for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we're blaming the guys who are hitting them. And it's like, look, there's a responsibility. You have to protect yourself at some point.
I agree.
Kirby Doc skating around on one knee, playing the puck and shit. Like, that doesn't, you can't just take that guy off limits because he's in a vulnerable position.
Yeah.
We're talking about guys who are playing pucks, putting themselves in vulnerable positions. Well, what are they vulnerable to? They're vulnerable to getting their dome rocked. And that sucks. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You hate to see that he's hurt. You hope that he's okay. You hate to see the fencing response that happened immediately that tells you, shit, this could be really serious.
Yeah.
I hate all of it, but I also, looking at Jacob Trouba, you're basically saying the thing that you want to change there is hitting him in the head. Well, if he doesn't put himself in a vulnerable position, it doesn't happen. So what you're saying is you don't want Jacob Trouba to hit that guy, and now you're just one more step closer to just removing hitting from your game. I think you have to protect yourself. I think there's a responsibility on both sides, and I don't think that Trouba did anything wrong there. I think that he was tucked. He hit him. He timed it well. The guy has the puck.
I think there's a middle ground. I think there's more middle ground there than you're giving. I think find ways to hit dudes while avoiding the head.
If a guy's putting himself in a vulnerable position, I'm not trying to victim blame here. But I guess that this is what that's going to come across as. But you put yourself in a vulnerable position, you take a chance. That's what you're taking the chance on, is getting hit like that. And if Trouba had done something dangerous other than just hit him, because I don't know what you ask Trouba to do differently. Because if you say that there's a middle ground, then you're asking Trouba to do something differently.
Yeah, I'm asking him to not hit him in the head.
And for me, I'm saying, okay, well, you're basically saying just don't hit him then.
Those are not equivalent
because
at all. He can find ways to hit someone in the head, even if their head is in a vulnerable position.
But that comes the new Deke move then. I'm going to put myself in a vulnerable spot where you can't hit me.
So you can't hit me.
And then I'm going to make a move around you after you don't hit me.
Yeah. We've already talked about it. That should be every zone entry. You should go down to one knee.
And the real argument that I'm digging at here is more so one of I just want to see consistency.
Sure.
If the NHL says you can't hit people, then the NHL is going to play without hitting. If the NHL says if a player in a vulnerable position is hittable, and if something happens, honestly, I'm probably more okay with it than a lot of people. At a certain point, an NHL hockey player accepts a level of risk by playing in the NHL and signing an NHL contract.
And then putting himself in a vulnerable position while he's the puck
but
carrier.
I just want consistency from the league. I want to know beforehand
That's
what
hilarious.
the call is going to be. I know.
Yeah, for me, look, it's on every player has a responsibility. You protect yourself and you protect other players by not doing something dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't think Trouba did anything dangerous or dirty or predatory. There's a lot of predatory nonsense that we see every night in the NHL that doesn't result in anything egregious, and so we all just move on. But I don't think that's the kind of hitting you want to see in the NHL without the injury. Yeah. You just don't want to see that guy get hit in the head.
Yeah, that was brutal.
But you also just don't want to see you can't have guys just not protecting themselves and putting themselves constantly in vulnerable positions to big hits like that. Like, as puck carriers, you have to do something to protect yourself. So I just think it was a good hard hockey play that ended really, really badly.
All right. Another thing we would like to see in the NHL is Nathan MacKinnon score a goal.
Yes.
Is it
These last two are tied together.
Yeah, very much so.
They're tied
Very
together
much
because
so.
the odds boost on the game tonight that DraftKings is giving out of a plus 100 odds boost on any bet.
It's 100%. It's not plus 100.
Well, mine was plus one. Okay, whatever. That odds boost, great.
Yeah.
I picked MacKinnon to score as an anytime scorer. I'm not feeling the first time score. I'll take any time because look, we'll just do this now. I'm gonna pick MacKinnon to score every game until it happens.
He does it.
I mean, it's a good bet. At some point,
the dam is gonna break and you're gonna win that money back.
Yeah.
So
it's just and you can see it too, especially when you look at the game the other night. It's not like he's way off from scoring a goal.
No, he's hit 2 posts in 2 games, and he had 8 shots on goal.
Yeah, a lot of shots
like,
last time.
Like, you're talking like he's got. I mean, really, like, the universe owes this dude a 4-goal game
for sure.
But even if it takes like it did last year, where Mikko gave him the free empty netter to kind of break him out of that and get him going. He'll take it.
Yep.
Especially because empty net goals,
they count just like regular
cash
goals.
out all the same.
So, and this does feel like, again, these are 2 good teams, right?
Yeah.
When you're playing quality teams, the cliche is you need your best players to be your best players.
They're 2 good teams with the caveat that both of them have had kind of odd seasons where
a lot of nonsense is going on.
One of them has had a lot of their problems papered over by their goaltending, and the other one has had a lot of their problems
by their scoring
papered over by their goal scoring. And so when you look at the matchup tonight and you look at the goaltending and you're like, there's no Shesterkin. Can the Rangers win a game where they maybe just have to
do what the Avs do?
They have to not only lock it down defensively because the Avs have shown they'll eat you alive.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like they're on like a 6-week heater now.
They will score 7 goals on you.
This is no longer like, oh, hey, like the Avs will put one on you every once in a while. If you go and look at all of the games with 5+ goals this year, it's like the Avs for the last 6 weeks are in there.
Yep. We got a super chat here from, does that say Alex, I think?
Yeah.
I'm interested to know, what do y'all think, I can't read it
got
anymore.
smaller.
What do y'all think as of now would challenge us the most in a playoff series not based off of current records? I mean, I still want to see Bolts versus Colorado. I think that would just be a great series.
Edmonton would be a problem.
Edmonton would be wild.
Vegas would be a problem. Minnesota would be a problem.
Minnesota, they look pretty good right now.
Yeah, like, who do you think would challenge the good teams? Would challenge them? Yeah, Calgary, because they're not giving up goals.
Yeah.
If you score on Calgary, you probably are feeling. If you get to 3 on the Flames, you feel good.
They gave up 6 to the Sharks the other night, but
I mean, they are due
for a little regression.
Yeah,
for sure.
You have 2 goaltenders who are rolling 940 a quarter of the way through the season. You're due for some nights.
I mean, Oilers Avs would just be a boat race, right? It's just like, how many goals can you score?
Yeah. I mean, Kuemper versus right now would be Koskinen, where you're just like, well,
you're just hard matching Taves against McDavid, and you're like, do your best, bud.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into some bets. I have one bet outside of the Avs game really quick because DraftKings also has an odds boost on the Dallas Vegas game.
Oh, yeah.
Even money on a goal in the first 10 minutes.
Yep, really?
So
I took
gotta
that.
go take that one.
Yeah.
Especially because Dallas they're winning a lot of their winning ways this
Get ahead early and sit on it.
the last 2 weeks. I think they became the first team in NHL history to score a goal within the first 3 minutes of a game, 4 minutes of a game, like 4 or 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
So it was like they just keep scoring early, and now that Vegas wants to get in on it, we'll all throw money at it and get screwed.
Yeah, of course, that's how it works. But I took Berkey for 1 assist at plus 175. I just couldn't resist the odds there, and I think Berkey's probably due for a point. It's been a little bit of a downturn for him the last 3-4 games. So
He's had points. He's just played like shit.
Yeah.
he's the last couple. I don't even think he had any points, but. Did he get a point on the Kadri goal? I forget. But
No, he has points in the last week. So
anyway, I took Berkey because I thought the odds were good. Blais.
Yeah.
I took Panarin for an anytime goal scorer.
All right.
Get him.
I've got a few more, though.
I went to take McKinnon shots on goal, and he wasn't on the board.
No, he wasn't. I
was
noticed
like,
that, too.
fine.
There wasn't a lot on the board
Dude,
for shots on
no,
goal. It's because of the
I almost-
100% boost. They're like, yeah, no.
I almost took
Free money.
I almost took a bunch of unders because it was like Rantanen, Panarin, Landeskog, Kadri, all at 2.5, and I was like, and they're all
those
giving
are high.
plus, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
those are
man,
high.
I don't know. You just,
Well, it's because Adam Huska's starting.
well, it's like you throw money on all of them. You throw enough,
You'll
win
make
one.
money one way or another.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
win one of them, it pays for the rest of them, and you just kind of go about your day.
On my 100% profit boost, I took Cale Makar with assist at a half.
Okay.
Oh, I use my profit boost on McKinnon anytime score.
Okay.
I'm the only one who has any faith in this team. I took Avs and Reg for my profit boost.
I
but-
took
Oh, it was like plus.
Yeah, it was even plus 100.
Yeah, there was.
I mean, I did take the Avs. So
All right.
I was tempted to
All right.
take.
I didn't use my profit boost on that.
Oh, okay.
I was tempted to take the draw just because the odds were good, and I was like, who knows?
This could
right?
be an OT game.
Who knows?
Okay. Any other good ones? Blais, you've been hot with these bets, man. You've been hitting
I mean,
them.
I've got anytime goal scorer Nathan MacKinnon, and then I also took Mikko Rantanen for anytime goal scorer.
Yeah, I want
I
to
feel
take.
like the top line's
I
got
wanted
pop.
to take Mikko for assists, but the odds were kind of bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think everyone's kind of just sitting on the wait for McKinnon to do the thing
Yeah.
at this point. So
It's time.
yeah.
It's pretty funny to me. They took McKinnon shots on goal.
Yeah,
off
they
the
knew.
board.
They know. They know it's coming. All right, we're gonna just keep this a short one. I hope y'all enjoyed the pregame show. Puck drop, maybe right about 10 minutes away, maybe a little bit longer. But hope y'all enjoyed. We will be back post game talking to y'all whatever happens in the game. So we hope to see you there. Until then, we will talk to you later.